Hello, everybody. Welcome to Doug's Thoughts. I'm your host, Doug Robbins. I want to talk to you guys and girls out there today about writing slasher movies. Um, there's a lot of content out there that you guys and girls could be listening to, and I just want to come out and say it right now. There's a lot of, I don't know if you'd call it misinformation out there about slasher films, but one thing that always irked me about the Scream series was when Randy went out there and basically read the rules of slasher movies. Um, and that's cemented in a lot of people's mind. But even before that, they looked at stuff and said, okay, this has kind of become a trope of the genre, quote unquote. We have the final girl. We have, uh, we have the shy, repressed, nerdy one. We have the slutty one. You know, we have all these different tropes and stereotypes, and that's fine. That really is. And again, you took a Nightmare on Elm Street and you kind of copied that. You took Friday 13th, you copied that, those kind of same kind of characters. And then you have Child's Play. Now, my favorite movie, in case you can't tell by the Michael Myers shirt, is Halloween, the original 1978. Now, I talked about misinformation earlier, and that's because John Carpenter himself said, the people got killed in Halloween because they weren't paying attention. And Dr. Loomis, at one point, Michael drives right by when he's been so hell bent on finding him, and he doesn't see him. But he's talking to Brackett. He's actively on his investigation, which again, I don't want to get too into the technical aspects, but I can't remember which one, but it's a good video, but it tells you how to write a horror movie. And one of the things it tells you is, which I always think I took from it, right for the middle. Um, that's where you kill, or excuse me, if it's a slasher movie, that's really close to when you start killing off the main cast one by one. Annie dies in the middle. Karen finds out that Chucky's really alive in the middle of the movie. Uh, the Conjuring is when the Warrens started investigating because Lily Taylor went out there. Carolyn Perrin, that's the character's name. Um, Carolyn asked for their help. She brought the Warrens in. Uh, and right after that is what he called, or what is called the investigation, which there's usually a cop investigation in these films. The cop investigation is usually done by that is a police investigation separate from the investigation uh, plot point. And why I want to clarify is because that's the problem with a lot of these big time like screenwriting coaches. Like right now, I'm watching John Truby, and he's smart as fuck. Like people like this, Robert McKee. I'm like, dude, you don't like. I feel like they intentionally talk in a way where you have to spend all this money on their bullshit writing video or writing workshops, when really there's people like me that just go with their balls in their gut, and that's like, you know what I mean? Because I'm not smart enough to be like really fucking super technical or make all this shit more difficult than it is. Now, I'm going to finish up with investigation, and I'm going to go into my next point. Look at Child's Play. Karen goes up to Mike and says, after she finds out he's alive, or Chucky's alive, please, you got to help me. You know, God damn it, Andy's life depends on it. That's her investigation. Trying to help Andy, you know, first of all, get out of the nut house and find out more about this goddamn doll that's terrorizing her and her child. The Exorcist. Kinderman's investigation is the cop one. Reagan killed Burt Dennings, right? Right. So the investigation is her trying to figure out what the fuck is wrong with her kid, why she's acting like this. I mean, from moments like, I've already seen every fucking psychiatrist. Now you're going to send me back to them. You're telling me I should take my daughter to a witch doctor. She's trying to figure out what's wrong with her, and as a last resort to someone that doesn't even believe, as in Chris McNeil's case, that's her investigation. In Halloween, yes, Dr. Loomis is looking for Michael. That's the unofficial. That's kind of more like Stepfather, where it's like the guy with a vendetta. Like his sister was murdered by Terry O'Quinn's character. And so he's looking for them. Terry O'Quinn kills off that dude. And Jill Sholin, I think it is Jill's character. Her name is Jill, too. Is trying to investigate what's up with my stepdad. He's weird. I don't like him. And so she has her own investigation. That's the investigation I'm talking about. Even Laurie Strode going to check, like in the other house, was her investigation. John Truby talks about transcending the genre. And right there, and he talks about genre blending. And that's great. And that shit made me think of David Gordon Green. He said, well, you know, because David Gordon Green is one of his very up his own ass type of directors that makes this shit more difficult than it is because of the hoity-toity nature. You know, but again, Scream was one that combined humor and horror. Child's Play was supposed to be a dark satire, which, you know, it's a pretty damn effective horror movie for being a satire. But talking about transcending the genre and genre blending, that's what David Gordon Green tried to do with Halloween 2018. And again, wonderful, dumbass. There's a caveat. And the obvious caveat is not, well, I mix genres so that, you know, and the subversion of expectations. That's where people are getting bamboozled and effed in the A, because I got news for you. When people try to tell me that Halloween Ends tried to do something different, trying to subvert expectations, you're leading them down the wrong path. I got news for you, dumbasses. Even just talking to my brother about Judith Myers, and even just how the movie, playing anybody that plays Dead by Daylight, playing that shit and seeing In Memoriam, that means Judith was 16 years old and it would be in 1965. So when she would have been a senior, because she was killed in 1963, what does that mean? In memoriam, and they show a picture of her when she was written as just a character that was a throwaway character in that kind of genre, and she's the opening kill. She's the trashy, quote unquote, trampy character. Okay, that's fine. You know what Halloween 2018 did? Fucking Halloween 2018 comes along, and even just the brutality in which Aaron Corey is telling us about Michael scraping the fucking her spine with with the knife and the spinal cord, um, going to see her grave. Even Judith or oh god damn it, Judy Greer, Karen from Halloween Kills. You know, is it cheesy? Sure, to be like, she was an innocent woman, but at the same time, it's humanizing a character that wasn't humanized. And so instead of, and before, what worked for me was Halloween 2018 was like, because I was spoiled by The Conjuring, because that was a movie that I saw in theaters where from '09, which Orphan, if that's the best movie you got from like '09 to finally Conjuring in 2013, we're in fucking trouble. And it was a glorious time for superheroes. I missed the superhero, or I missed the horror genre then. Well, now I've gotten to see good horror movies. Now I kind of miss the superhero genre again because they've all sucked dick and went to hell. And because again, the last great one, there was Dark Knight Rises, there was the Avengers, there was the Dark Knight. They were all good, but we're talking about horror, and we're talking about slashers. And again, not all, you've got to have Michael be that guy. He is an unstoppable evil force of nature. This all goes back to character, and not even hoity-toity character, not even like hoity-toity plot point. I mean, just I got news for you. Make it a more human, like even something as stupid and silly as I think she was wearing her sash in the Halloween 2018 Allison, and she like kind of playfully kind of does that weird little dance adjust when Laurie said, "I see you were in the honor society." I was too. I was like, "Ooh, that fuck me, man." That one, I was like, "Ooh, that's taking something awesome from the first and reminding me of that while singing New Generation." That, like Lily Taylor said, I don't usually cry at horror movies, and I'm in the damn thing. That's how you transcend. Make me fucking care about a character so much. Not just bullshit of let's go to Halloween Ends and we won't make Michael the killer. We'll make him weak as fuck. No, cocksucker. You made me care about Corey. Okay, absolutely. In fact, they wrote Allison and they wrote Laurie so piss poorly compared to Kills in 2018 that, the tragedy of that movie, of this young guy being so influenced by Michael, is fine, but bro, Michael's gotta be like a rock. Motherfucker's gotta be the killing machine. And again, if you want to pass on the evil, because to me, I don't know, subverting expectations. Let's take that shit in mind. Michael is a weak guy in this film, right? You accept that. Wait a minute. It's revealed at the end, I let you take my mask. It's revealed at the end, I'm still just as powerful, or I'm weakened enough to realistically get killed, but not just a weak bitch. That is a subversion of expectations where you enhance the character. Or, like Freddy, when he was weakened and Freddy's dead, or excuse me, Freddy versus Jason, what happened then? In Freddy versus Jason, Freddy was weak because no one feared him. So what did Freddy do? Freddy used Jason to get his name back out there so he could be strong again. Halloween Kills, you guys already set up this uh, narrative about that. Okay? Wonderful. The more he kills, the more he transcends. So at one point, I think at least once he's killed uh, Nurse Deb, that's when Michael's just as because or maybe even Doug, because Doug's when he cracks back into, or um, he's like he's stronger, but it's still like you can show because again, I don't want to hear old people can't do this. Old, no, fuck you. First of all, Michael Myers is not a regular person. Second of all, why could Tom Cruise at 59 do something that men half his age can't do? Can kick ass and land this thing, thread through a needle, plot point, and it's great. It's empowering. You know, he's 59 when he's doing this. It's empowering to older people, and yet the embodiment of fucking power and evil. You know, like, and it's a subversion. You know, there are certain things that have to be accepted, and the slasher and Halloween especially, the majority of fans don't want it subverted. And again, I just literally laid out for you how you could subvert it right. Because if you're going to do it that weird, please, for the love of God, tell me that it was Michael Myers psychically fucking these people up, or if you've seen Independence Day and he's squeezing the alien is squeezing the doctor after the thing gives birth, and he's like, "No, please." That's the alien. It don't have vocal cords, so it has to use human vocal cords. So if we think that psychically he can talk through other characters, like when Nelson tells him, "I'm Michael Myers," dude, imagine if you would have told us that Michael possessing his mind, he can talk through other characters. Oh my god. Bro, that's subversion. That's cool. Now in this incoherent ramble, make characters. And don't give me any of this bullshit about well, you gotta have a tramp, you gotta have the nice girl. And it's like, no. No. Because again, what is child's play? You know, why do we care about Laurie Strode? Why do we care about Dr. Loomis? Dr. Loomis is the only one that fucking knows who Michael is, what he is. He warns everybody. He's trying to help. He saves Laurie in the end. Laurie's a competent girl. I mean, you know, great babysitter. Uh, she's kind. She's altruistic. Because what is her weakness? Because when I hear people get on here and they try to spout off that, oh, it's because she's virginal and this and that. Not by design. She wants to, she's shy. And how does that make you incapable? You know what I mean? Sigourney Weaver in Alien the following year, by the way, what she worried about? Saving that damn cat. There's a 7'3" xenomorph after your ass. The Queen Mother, who's pissed after I think you destroyed her babies. That bitch is pissed. And Ash is saying she's the perfect organism, yada, yada, yada. Compassion. Compassion beats the devil. She cares so much for these little babies, for little Lindsay and little Tommy, that she puts her own neck out. She battles Michael and wins. Michael on the surface is a killing machine, unstoppable, yada, yada, yada. Compassion beats the devil. But that's not a trope. I'd rather put in topless Karen. I'd rather make us hate the people that are in the movie, because that's what later slasher movies did. When really we kill Aunt Maggie in Child's Play, and whose mom? I mean, who really could? If you really look at it, couldn't you see your own mom having a friend like Maggie, being upset, thinking that her kid is being accused of murdering the little boy, or of murdering her best friend, and then he says weird shit that even you kind of might think that? But it's Killer Doll movie. This is why the term smart idiot should exist, because that's what the cinephiles, these master class screenwriters are. They can tell you all these wonderful things. They can tell you all, the plot points to transcend the genre. And guess what? Halloween did use humor. Psycho did use humor. Child's Play did use humor. Nightmare on Elm Street. Halloween 2018 used humor. Scream used humor. For what? To contrast to the brutality, and because it's entertainment. No shit. Thanks for listening. Have yourselves a great day. And before I forget, if you want to support me, so I can keep making content like this, would you please go to buymeacoffee.com, and I'll post a link down below. Thank you and have a great day.